Booming Thunder Radio, where we groove as the spirit moves. Yeah. Drawing the honey from the rock with the righteous Reverend Doctor on Booming Thunder Radio.
Shalom, mighty friends, fellow Hanukkite warriors of Silicon Valley, lovers of the truth, willing to give their whole life for the hope of glory, to bring heaven to the earth before the eyes of blind men. May your heart be manifesting the glory. May your hand hold the Mashiach's hand as we hold his hand walking across the Galilee in the fourth watch with the hope of glory in each of our hearts. Our brother Thea whispering G 6:19, and a whole kingdom unseen revealed before all the earth. Our brother Thea's on our right hand side, and his definition for 6:19 is enjoyment. Just one word. We look into the complete word study, and we see that it indicates that it denotes the cleaving or adherence of the mind, the secret tabernacle, the beloved David's altar, the affection to an object, to dance with joy in the street, to act enjoyingly, beloved, to be a source of the indwelling, of the enjoyment, the advantage, the profit, the pleasure, trouble and anguish have come upon us. Yet the commandments of the existing Father are each of our delight. Hallelujah. Our source for enjoyment is to live and breathe and step the wheel of the existing one, that we would not be in distress, but full of grace and joy, not full of suffering and tribulation, grief and lupe, tribulation. The Greek word for tribulation, lupe. Grief and sorrow, adun. Pain and distress, odin. Birth pains, pent hos, mourning, steniokora, distress, baros, weighted burden and pain, panos, Let us be joyful, pleasure, filled with good pleasure. Yea, like choosing rather to endure ill treatment with the people of God than to enjoy the passing pleasures of sin. Yea, I trust the living word, these living words are in your vocabulary. That when you speak these words, the angels unseen move in the earth, bringing heaven, yea, the heaven within your heart, to manifest it before you. The faith, the hope, the evidence of things unseen. So if we cross over and look at the Hebrew mindset at 619, it appears it does not have much substance to it. It is the Hebrew word asna. It comes from Ezra 2 and 50, the sons of Asna. H619, there it is. The sons of Me, You, Am. The sons of Nephism. So what is our brown driver? Asna in Hebrew means I shall be hated. She has stored up. It also is a temple slave who returned from exile. Ye mighty friends. So we started at 619. Wisdom opened her pages. Led us to this 15th chapter of 2 Kings on page 619. So the sword of the Spirit may have prepared your heart and filled it with the glory and the hope. Yea, that as we read, yea, in the shallows together, the Spirit of truth will do the perfect work upon our heart and within the secret place of our mind, our very soles of our feet washed by the existing one. Humility we must have. A world beyond imagination. In the 27th year of Jeroboam, king of Israel, is Rael, Azariah, son of Amaziah, king of Yehudah, became king. He was 16 years old when he became king of Israel. And he reigned 52 years. Do you hear? Here we are in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Jachaliah of Jerusalem. So what does that mean? So if we go to 2 Kings and 15, and let's touch on that and see what that's all about. Mother's name was H3arts. Jachaliah, oh, you're going to like this. It's the Hebrew word for Yahovah is able. Hallelujah. Yahushua HaMashiach in our hearts. It's also the wife of the King Amaziah of Yehudah and mother of King Azariah. He has been able. Are you able, mighty friend? Are you able to be the king? At 16, he did right in the sight of the existing father, according to all that his father Amaziah had done. Only the high places were not taken away. The people still sacrificed and burned incense on the high places. Do you hear? Yea, the existing father struck the king so that he was a leper in the day of his death, and he lived in a separate house while Jotham, the king's son, was over the household, judging the people of the land. Now, the rest of the acts of Azariah and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Yehudah? And Azariah slept with his fathers, and they buried him with his fathers in the city of David. And Jotham, his son, became king in his place. In the 38th year of Azariah, king of Yehudah, Zechariah, the son of Jeroboam, became king over Israel in Samaria 6 months. He did evil in the sight of the existing father, as his fathers had done. He did not depart from the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, which he made Israel sin. Then Shallum, the son of Jabesh, conspired against him and struck him before the people and killed him and reigned in his place. all the rest of the acts of Zechariah, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel. This is the word of the existing Father, which he spoke to Jehu, saying, Your sons to the 4th generation shall sit on the throne of Israel. And so it was. Shallum, son of Jabesh, became king in the 39th year of Uzziah, king of Yehudah, and he reigned 1 month in Samaria. Then Menahem, son of Gadi, went up from Tirzah and came to Samaria and struck Shallum, son of Jabesh, in Samaria, and killed him, and became king in his place. Ye violent men, ye like those in the wilderness, men of war that wandered for 40 years until they died, leaving only their uncircumcised sons without the truth. Only a spirit of the wanting in their women's hearts. Now the rest of the acts of Shallum and his conspiracy which he made, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel. Then Menahem struck Tiphsah and all who were in It and It's border from Tirzah, because they did not open to him. Therefore he struck It and ripped up all It's women who were with child. In the 39th year of Azariah, king of Yehudah, Menahem, son of Gadi, became king over Israel and reigned 10 years in Samaria. He did evil in the sight of the existing Father. He did not depart all his days from the sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, which he made Israel sin. Pul, king of Assyria, came against the land, and Menahem gave Pul 1,000 talents of silver, so that his hand might be with him to strengthen the kingdom under his rule. Then Menahem exacted the money from Israel, even from all the mighty men of wealth, from each man 50 shekels of silver, to pay the king of Assyria. So the king of Assyria returned and did not remain there in the land. Now the rest of the acts of Menahem and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel? And Menahem slept with his fathers, and Pekahiah, his son, became king in his place. In the 50th year of Azariah, king of Yehudah, Pekahiah, son of Menahem, became king over Israel in Samaria, and reigned 2 years. He did evil in the sight of the existing Father. He did not depart from the sins of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, which he made Israel sin. Then Pekah, son of Remaliah, his officer, conspired against him and struck him in Samaria, in the castle of the king's house, with Argob and Ariah, and with him were 50 men of the Gileadites, and he killed him and became king in his place. Violent men, refusing to humble themselves for the glory of God, lustful in their natures. Now the rest of the acts of Pekahiah, and all that he did, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel. In the 52nd year of Azariah, king of Yehudah, Pekah, son of Remaliah, became king over Israel in Samaria, and reigned 20 years. He did evil in the sight of the existing father. He did not depart from the sins of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, which he made Israel sin. In the days of Pekah, king of Israel, Tiglath-Pilesner, king of Assyria, came and captured Eon and Abel, Beth Makkah, and Janoah, and Kadesh, and Hazar, and Gilead, and Galilee, all the land of Naphtali. And he carried them captive to Assyria. And Hosea, the son of Elah, made a conspiracy against Pekah, the son of Remaliah, and struck him and put him to death, and became king in his place, in the 20th year of Jotham, the son of Uzziah. Now the rest of the acts of Pekahiah, and all that he did, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Israel. In the 2nd year of Pekah, the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, Jotham, the son of Uzziah, king of Yehudah, became king. He was 25 years old when he became king, and he reigned 16 years in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Jerusha, the daughter of Zadok. Do you hear? He did what was right in the sight of Yahovah. He did according to all that his father Uzziah had done. Only the high places were not taken away. The people still sacrificed and burnt incense on the high places. They built the upper gate of the house of the existing father. Yea, he built the upper gate of the house of Yahovah. Do you hear? Now the rest of the acts of Jotham, and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Yehudah? In those days, the existing one began to send Rezin, king of Aram, and Pekah, the son of Remaliah, against Yehudah. And Jotham slept with his fathers, and he was buried with his fathers in the city of David, his father. And Ahaz, his son, became king in his place. In the 17th year of Pekah, the son of Remaliah, Ahaz, the son of Jotham, king of Yehudah, became king. Ahaz was 20 years old when he became the king, and he reigned 16 years in Jerusalem. And he did not do what was right in the sight of Yahovah his God, as his father David had done. But he walked in the way of the kings of Israel, and even made his son pass through the fire, according to the abominations of the nations, whom Yahovah had driven out from before the sons of Israel. He sacrificed and burned incense on high places, and on the hills, and under every green tree. Do you hear? Then Rezin, king of Aram, and Pekah, son of Remaliah, king of Israel, came up to Jerusalem to wage war. And they besieged Ahaz, but could not overcome him. At that time, Rezin, king of Aram, recovered Elath for Aram, and cleared the Judeans out of Elath entirely. And the Armenians came to Elath and have lived there to this day. Well, perhaps now we know why our brothers, these fine craftsmen, these great builders by our side so many years, perhaps now we know why they have no Jewish books. Because they're the Arams that run the Judeans out. There it is right there. Chapter 16. So what does Ahaz do? But he seeks the help of Aram. So Ahaz sent messengers to Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria, saying, "The eyes are your servant and your son. Come up and deliver us from the hand of the king of Aram and from the hand of the king of Israel, who are rising up against us." Ahaz took the silver and gold that was found in the house of the existing one, and in the treasuries of the king's house, and sent a present to the king of Assyria. So the king of Assyria listened to him, and the king of Assyria went up against Damascus, and captured it. Yea, and carried it away into exile to Kir, and put Rezin to death. Now King Ahaz went to Damascus to meet Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria, and saw the altar which was at Damascus. And King Ahaz sent to Uriah the priest the pattern of the altar and its model according to all its workmanship. So Uriah the priest built an altar according to all that King Ahaz had sent from Damascus. Thus Uriah the priest made it. Before the coming of King Ahaz from Damascus, do you hear? When the king came from Damascus, the king saw the altar. Then the king approached the altar and went up to it, and burned his burnt offering and his meal offering, and poured his drink offering, and sprinkled the blood of his peace offerings on the altar. The bronze altar, which was before the existing one, he brought from the front of the house, from between altar, his altar, and the house of Yahovah. And he put it on the north side of his altar. Then King Ahaz commanded Uriah the priest, saying, Upon the great altar burn the morning burnt offering and the evening meal offering, and the king's burnt offering, and his meal offering, with the burnt offering of all the people of the land, and their meal offering and their drink offerings, and sprinkle on it all the blood of the burnt offering, and all the blood of the sacrifice. But the bronze altar shall be for me to inquire by. So Uriah the priest did according to all that King Ahaz commanded. Then King Ahaz cut off the borders of the stands, do you hear? And removed the laver from them. He also took down the sea from the bronze oxen, which were under it, and put it on a pavement of stone. Do you hear? The covered way for the Sabbath, which they had built in the house, and the outer entry of the king, he removed from the house of Yahovah because of the king of Assyria. The covered way for the Sabbath, which they had built in the house, and the outer entry of the king, he removed from the house of Yahovah because of the kings of Assyria. Do you understand? Now, mighty friends, the rest of the acts of Huzzahs, which he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the Kings of Yehuda? Yea, has not the rudest one of all revealed them all to you years ago? Let your blind eyes be opened and find the chronicles of the rudest one of all. So Ahaz slept with his fathers and was buried with his fathers in the city of the beloved David. And his son Hezekiah reigned in his place. And in the 12th year of Ahaz, the 12th year of Ahaz, king of Yehuda, Hosea, the son of Elah, became king over Israel and Samaria and reigned 9 years. But he did evil in the sight of Jehovah. Yea, even unto this very day, Israel works evil. You, mighty friend, you must cry out with your arm outstretched to the Mashiach to enter your heart and reveal the mystery within 2 Kings 17. And see how the darkness and the light are weaved to make each day. For there is not one without the other. And let the other be but for the true one. So read and do not bruise or break it any more than we have already. That Shalmaneser, king of Assyria, won't come up against you. Hey, mighty friend. It's time for you to get some digging. Time for you to get in that rEEd and part the Red Sea and know the fear of Yahovah in the heavens upon the earth. That at the first resurrection, yea, when all the widow's might is restored in the pouring of the oil and all the willing vessels of the earth, yea, when her work is done, then they will come. Yea, let the glory of the existing one be in our hearts and in our minds, washing the soles of our feet. Yea, mighty friend. Hebrew.pi.com. Go down past the power of 10, yea, on each side of your heart, that your circumcision by the raging sea will be revealed this very day. You are in the raging emerald ocean, and there is but terror from all the gods of heaven you have worshipped, all the idols you have made. The existing Father has sent his destroyer in the water. Yea, you can see his lion's teeth from days gone by in the sky. You can see the horns and the city gates. And you are about to be devoured in the night. For you love not the truth. What you have is a lie, designed that your faith would be rooted in a lie, and your love of this lie would judge you when these beasts come upon the earth, yea, to remove you and your wicked ways. Hebrew Pi 30. By the raging sea, a sum of 578. So let us prepare our hearts. And go to 578, which is the BDB definition for Hebrew 578. Ana, to mourn. Yea. Ancient Hebrew lexicon. Yea, the hay and the seed. The old hayseed, yep. A picture of the seed. The Ancient Hebrew Lexicon, Bible number 1304C. Is to mourn or lament the sorrow and lamentations, the wailing at the war, yea, the dolefulness of the pineapple, the wailing, the unknown connection of the suppressing root, the vexing destroyer, the oppressor of those who are proud, that do wrong and oppress, they shall be thrust through. The living word in their hearts. The complete word study indicates a verb meaning to mourn or to lament. It describes the despairing response of fishermen toward the loss of water in the Nile. Isaiah 19:8. And the fishermen will lament, and all those who cast a line into the Nile will mourn, and those who spread nets on the waters will pine away. Yea. Let us never cast upon the Nile. Let us only cast into the living water. Yea, figuratively. Yea, in reality, it describes the hopeless reactions of the gates. Ye, the elders, you know who you are, of the cities of Yehuda, at the judgment of them from Yahushua HaMashiach. Isaiah 3:26. And her gates will lament. There it is, H578. And mourn. And deserted she will sit on the ground. Do you understand the wretchedness of her sins? She turns to the Greek mindset, G578, to fix and look, to behold, and fix her eyes earnestly and attentively on something else. Yea, her lustful desire. Hosea 3:1. Yea, mighty friend. The complete word study oh, here we go. Hosea 3:1. Then the existing Father said to us, go again, love a woman is loved by her husband. Yet an adulteress, even as Jehovah loves the sons of Israel, though they turn to other gods and love raisin cakes. Do you understand the wretchedness in their hearts? Jehovah, He is His holy temple. Yea, He is there within you. Jehovah's throne is in heaven. His eyes behold. His eyelids test the sons of men. Do you hear? Have you fallen prey to an oath and need a vow to the existing one to be set free, to come and stand behind and become 144,000 in the land? Yea, let not the beast or the serpent love only one God, and He will go before you and make the way straight and restore all things. Doubt it not, mighty friend. Doubt it not. By the raging sea, Almighty Jehovah, the pillar who stands as a fortress by the raging sea, a mighty rushing wind that is breathed from upon the sea. Surround us with your glory, Father. Breathe liquid light upon me. Lead us into the tabernacle. Let us be united with thee. Illuminate us as a fortress by the raging sea. Let our light so shine that many will be gathered from out and across the raging seas. Resonate within us as we go outside passing the wall. Let us bring forth a family as a wife tells her husband about the things along the seashore, gathering the shells that are revealed as rewards for a bride who walks upon the sands with revelation, having eyes that can see. Revelation is revealed as the tide at the appointed time upon the sea. With shells in our basket, we walk with him up and away from the raging sea, sowing the shells as seeds. The ruach of God, Yahovah, whispers in our hearts about these. These are the righteous ones, those with tight shells that came from the sea. Let the shells now be broken in the field we plowed together before walking in the breeze by the sea. Look for the tender ones to rise on the Sabbath day, for they will walk under the chuppah and be given everlasting life on Yahovah's great and terrible day.
O everlasting one, be in our hearts. Yea, let our trust in you, yea, let our fear of you alone be our favor on that great and terrible day at the first resurrection, when all that has been before us have been filled with the anointing oil and the hope of glory, yea, and raised in the twinkling of our eye, two as one in our hearts. Yea, is your castle built on the rock, yea, that laughs at the raging of the sea, mighty friend? Yea. Are you ready? Be groovy.